Hey guys, how's it going? This is Tim Shaves, and today we're going to be practicing or doing some honing with some Japanese natural stones. I got a couple of pocket stones over here. The vendor calls it Tomonaguras, slurry stones, but they're kind of big for slurry stones. But anyways, I use this one for creating slurry. I use this one for sharpening, for honing. So yeah, let's get on it. The surface is pretty, I would say it's pretty fine. Doesn't feel that coarse, maybe around 8 to 10K around there. That's what it feels like. And it's quite I feel like it's pretty dense too. The stone feels dense and hard. So I feel like it will be a good finisher, but I just haven't had good results with it yet. But I'll continue at it and see what it takes me. And I got two razors over here. This is the Griffon Cutlery razor. The other one is the Shumate. I'm gonna be testing out both of these. I have them finished up to Shapton 12K, and I tested out in the previous shave, so that should be good to go. In terms of the previous synthetic progression, I think it's more, it's generally more accepted, or it's more popular to go from a 5K or 8K synthetic progression up to a Japanese natural. But for me, I've had the most success with coming off of 12K into naturals, whether it would be Black Arkansas or Carticule. And I the last session that I came off 12K into Japanese natural, it didn't work out too well, but I'm gonna change it up today, see how it goes. Let me wet the stones real quick. So the plan is gonna be using some lighter slurry today, maybe more of a watered down consistency. I'm just gonna lap down the stone really quick on my Atoma 600. Make sure it's consistent result for both razors. Okay. Just lap it down really quick. Also, it's good to rub down the surface for any remaining slurry, especially when you're working with a couple of different stones. You don't want the slurry to kind of stick on the your diamond plate and be transferred to another stone. So I find it's always good to rub down the stone surface and also rub down the Atoma or the diamond plate. All right, so that is surface lapped. Let me move the razor really quick. I'm gonna start with the Griffon razor here. And then I'm gonna create a little bit of slurry. Maybe like 2 to 3 seconds of slurry. I'm trying to find a good surface for a good angle for this stone. The stone is just a little bit bigger than the holder, but should be okay. I am feeling some particles here. This is I'm feeling some sandy particles that are a little bit bigger than what I would like. That might be coming off of lapping session. I'm gonna rinse out the stone once again. That might be another reason why I'm getting kind of a poor result on these Japanese stones, because I've been feeling a lot of the sand-like particles on the surface, and I would rinse it off every time, but I feel like somewhere along the honing process, I keep feeling these sandy particles on the surface of the stone. I don't know if it's, it might be coming from this stone or the slurry stone, but that's been a little peculiar. Alright, so I'm gonna wet the slurry stone here, and just gonna feel for any sand or bigger particles that might be damaging the edge. I would think so. Yeah, I'm still feeling a little bit here and there. I'm gonna have to wash my hand too, just in case. All right, so let's bring out some slurry here. This feels very glassy. I don't know if I'm bringing up any slurry. Okay, now I feel something. And it's sticking to the stone too. Okay, so very little slurry. I'm okay with that because I feel like the more slurry I introduce, more potentially can be damaging for the razor. And I'm already at 12K level, so I don't need to bring up a lot of slurry. I'm just gonna check for any bigger particles in the stone. Make sure it's all clean, good to go. Let me see. All right, that seems good. So very little slurry. Just gonna add a couple drops of water there. So more of a water, close to a water only solution, but just gonna add a little bit there. Okay, got the Griffon Cutlery razor. Oh man, we're already 6 minutes in, almost 7. Just gonna palm strut really quick. All right, let's get honing now. All right, what am I gonna do? Guess I'll do some just X stroke to begin here. I could go to half strokes. Just want to feel the stone a little quick here. Make sure there's no any bigger particles on the surface. And right now I'm more of a finishing stage over here with this razor, so I don't think I want to go for any half strokes. Just want to gently finish this razor with some Jnat imprints on the edge. I'm still trying to figure out what's the best way to go about it, but for now, I'm just gonna keep on going with X strokes. Yeah, gonna kind of slow down and really enjoy the process. Yeah, honing on a Jnat is really nice. This stone, as I said before, just feels like a hard rubber block. I don't know if you can hear that swishing sound or slicing sound. It's like whoosh, a swish. It feels really nice. How long have I been? Okay, so I've been honing for about 3 minutes now. I'm not keeping track of how many laps, but I do want to keep track of time. And so far the sensation has been pretty consistent. This is a pretty small stone. I would say it's like a 5 by 3, maybe 4 by 3. Oh, I thought I felt something there. Just gonna check the surface. Yeah, I feel there's a little particle over here that I feel. Where did it go? This is not good because I'm feeling some bigger particles every time I hone on this. Yep, one right there. Huh. I'm gonna rinse off the stone really quick. I wonder what can be done about these these sandy particles on the surface. It could be that as I'm honing, the the surface kind of reveals these bigger particles. Because I don't feel those from the start, but as I hone more, little by little, I feel like 1 to 2 to 3 particles being introduced. Just gonna slurry up one more time. Just really quick. That's it. Very light slurry. Just gonna feel around. Okay, I don't feel anything. Okay. Add a couple of drops of water. Probably should have brought my loop, but just off my bare eyes, it looks like it's developing a little bit of the hazy finish, not maybe just the start of it. Nothing nothing complete right now. Okay, let's continue on here. I have to kind of restart this process because of that those particles on the surface. I don't see any inclusions on the surface or any cracks or any irregularities. There is a little bit of a pattern going on, kind of like a half moon pattern in the stone, but I don't feel anything around those patterns. Okay, let me try a couple of back or spine leading strokes here. Okay, so far I'm getting a little bit of undercut, just not a lot. Barely climbing up over the blade. Ideally, I would like to see some decent undercut develop before I stop. And kind of the stiction develop as well, kind of the sticking sensation. So far it is sticking a bit, but not where I want to stop. Just feel some stiction. That's about it. And the interesting thing about my previous Jnat edges were that when I was doing arm hair test with it, it cut pretty easily, and I thought it cut the arm hair pretty effortlessly in some spots, but once I took it to the face, it was pretty uncomfortable, and while it was cutting, just wasn't cutting as close as I like. So there was some difference between the arm hair test and the actual shave. Thought that was a little bit interesting. Okay, just continuing on here. No dilution so far. I still feel like there's enough water and slurry mix on the surface. Should I dilute this? I'm thinking. I think I should. Little spine leading strokes. Okay, I'm gonna dilute this just a bit. Couple drops of water. I think with the more water here, I feel like the blade is sticking to the surface just a little bit more. Might be just due to the water, how much water there is on the surface, rather than a finished edge. Still trying to be careful here. I don't feel any other particles on the surface, so that's good. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit more water and finish it there. A couple more drops of water. Couple spine leading strokes. Guess this kind of serves as like a stropping function, just on the stone. A couple X strokes to finish it up here. All right, so this is one potentially finished edge. We'll see how it goes. I did a light slurry, maybe like 5 seconds on the stone. Spent on that for, I don't know, maybe 7-8 minutes, 6-7 minutes, and then diluted twice to more clear solution. Just gonna palm strap a bit and maybe do a little arm hair test. Let's see here. I'll test that on the leg hair. I've cut like pretty much every hair on my body. I've been just testing all day. Not all day, all week. like it's cutting pretty well so far. Well, I'll have to test it on the actual shave. But yeah, it's cutting through the leg hair pretty well. I am noticing maybe just the sensation on the Jnat, but it feels like there's a light tugging, but not uncomfortable. But we'll see. That's one edge done. The Griffon Cutlery razor. Let's move on to the next one. I'm just gonna dry it off really quick here. Got some towel. All right. All right. Next razor up is the Shumate razor, finished on the same 12K. I'm just gonna wet the stone again, rinse off the slurry, lap it. Make sure there's no any bigger particles on the surface. Rinse it off. Alright, so this is what we got. Just water only now. I'm gonna just try this one out. Water only. The stone is a little bit angled because of its irregular shape. I believe these two stones were called kovas, which is kind of like a conical belt, just like irregular pieces of stones. But I'll have to make do with it. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of particles here, even though I rinsed it off. It seems like lapping this stone introduces a lot of sand and bigger particles to the surface, and I am not a fan of that. I feel like once that hits the edge, that's gonna deteriorate it pretty bad, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why my Jnat finished edges felt so mediocre, almost rough on the skin, because I feel like these bigger sandy particles are messing with the edge, and that's not good. It's gonna fill around, so I'm gonna have to rinse off the stone more thoroughly after I lap it every time, because I think lapping it introduces these bigger sandy particles onto the surface. That is potentially damaging to the edge. All right, so that sounds good. Feels good. Feels like a smooth surface without any sand. All right, so let's go at it. Here we go. I'm just gonna, and I could feel it too. If there's any particles on the surface, I felt it before, and I kind of ignored it a couple times. I don't think that's a good way to approach it. So far, I don't feel any particles on the surface, and this is just water only. I am working with the 12K synthetic finish, so it's already at that higher grit level. What I'm hoping is that this Jnat stone would bring down the 12K synthetic finish just a little bit, so that it'll be more comfortable on the skin, but still maintain the keenness. of the edge. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll see. And I'm feeling like there's not enough water on the stone. I'm not getting any, undercut. Let me feel around. I thought I felt something. But yeah, I wanna just add a couple more drops of water there. Felt like the stone was drying out a bit. All right, so a little bit more ease going across the stone. Just gonna keep on this X stroke. I keep feeling something around here. Don't think it's maybe I gotta go a little bit slower around that section. Okay, nothing so far. I'm feeling some stiction. In a sense, it feels a little bit like my Shafton 12K synthetic, this sensation. It's kind of like sticking and feels very fine. The surface feels very fine. Feels like I don't have much more to do. The stone's gonna do a little bit of spine leading strokes slowly. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more water here. I think I'm gonna keep this one pretty quick because the sensation on the surface is telling me I don't want to overwork this, but I'm not developing a lot of undercut on this blade, so I wish I was. I'd be more comfortable stopping earlier, but yeah, the feel on the stone, it's telling me I'm almost done, but I feel like that might be a false sign. I'm not getting much of an undercut, just very slight undercut on the stone. I don't feel like I have much of that Jnat imprint on the edge. Yeah, I heard something over here, a little crackling. I feel like that might be sand. But I'll keep my ears out for it. Little spine leading strokes. Yeah, okay, a little more water. I'm gonna finish it off here. Just a couple more drops of water. Trying to be very gentle in this process because I'm coming off of a 12K, which is pretty high, and I don't want to. I guess I want to maintain that keenness of that 12K synthetic finish. Just want to make it a little bit more gentle on the skin with that natural finish here. I feel like the Black Arkansas does that really well, but I've had some trouble with this stone trying to use it in that function. I don't want to push the razor further. I feel like I feel like I'll be forcing the blade through the surface. Getting quite a bit of stiction now. I've had this feeling since like 3 or 4 minutes ago, but I've been just kind of keeping at it because I'm not developing any undercut. So I do want to see a little more of that sign, but I don't think I'm going to get that today. Just a little final strokes here. Okay, so this one is finished. I don't know what kind of edge is gonna bring, but I'll test it out in the very near future. I probably won't be recording the shaves with these razors because just not been having any good results with this Jnat stone yet. So until I get to a decent result, I don't want to just film a shave and then have a bad result and keep on repeating that. I might just let you guys know how it went later on, but for now, that's the plan. Looking at the edge, this one has a pretty small bevel, so a little hard to tell. I'm just gonna do a little bit of a leg hair test here, really quick. If I can find any hair left. All right, I think this one feels a little better than the other one. A little bit less tugging. It still has a little bit of that tugging sensation. I think that's what brings the comfort on this edge. It's not grabbing onto the skin, but kind of scraping the hair gently. I feel a similar sensation with the cuticle too, but it's still cutting pretty well. Alright, so wrap it up with that. You can kind of see the bevel shining there. But yeah, so this was my Jnat honing session. I'd say it's pretty simple. First razor, I did it with light slurry. The end result felt okay. And the second razor, I did it with just water only, and I feel like that was a little bit keener and less tugging on the hairs. But we'll see how those go. One thing that I learned today is that when I lap the stone, it introduces some of the particles, the sand, bigger particles that I can touch with my fingers. So I do need to rinse this stone thoroughly before, so that the razor doesn't go through those big particles and get damaged in the process. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This is Tim Shaves, and I'll see you guys next time. See you.